Jungkook calls himself Oppa on live Army Yammer. The world seemed to pause for a moment that night, when Jungkook, the golden meanie of BTS, suddenly appeared in an unexpected live broadcast. His fresh-looking face, slightly messy hair but still exuded a natural charm, instantly left millions of ARMY around the world at a loss for words. But not only its appearance surprised everyone. One simple sentence that he said made the internet explode. "I am your Oppa, right?" In an instant, the word OPA became trending on various social media platforms. Soldiers from different countries scrambled to write down their reactions, some laughing hysterically, some screaming in disbelief, and others could only write, "Am I dreaming?" Jungkook calls himself OPA, a rare moment that felt like a light-hearted joke, but for his fans it was a sign of maturity, warmth, and a great transformation from a boy who used to be shy in front of the camera to a confident man who now calls himself Oppa, in a soft but firm tone. For many ARMY members who have followed Jungkook's journey since the beginning of BTS's debut in 2013, the moment felt like an emotional turning point. Jungkook, who used to be known as Baby Kookie, now proudly refers to himself as Oppa, a nickname usually given to older men, protective figures, and someone who makes the heart flutter. Jungkook, who has always been known to be humble, often avoids the impression of young or mature man in front of fans. But that night was different. That night, Jungkook showed a new side of himself. More mature, bolder, but still sincere. The ARMY's response was remarkable. Hashtags like #OppaJungkook, #JungkookLive, and #OppaMode instantly topped the world's trending topics in minutes. Video footage of Jungkook saying the phrase was repeated millions of times on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Some fans even joked that after that night, no one could sleep well anymore. "She is no longer our little Magne," wrote one user on X, Twitter. "He's our Oppa now, and we're not ready for that." But behind the furor, there is something deeper than just the call, Oppa. For many, the word is a symbol of Jungkook's growth. From an innocent teenager who debuted at the age of 15 to a mature man who now carries himself with incredible confidence and charm. When he laughed as he looked at the camera and said that word, there was a sense of confidence that had never been seen before. It was as if he was sending a message to the world, that he had grown, had changed, and was ready to face the world in a new way. Interestingly, Jungkook said the phrase in a light-hearted manner, as if just joking with ARMY. "I'm your Oppa, right?" he said in a teasing tone, followed by his characteristic little laugh, a laugh that made anyone who heard him smile along. But who would have thought, the joke actually became one of the most viral moments in his live history. Many fans admitted to feeling emotionally attacked, because how Jungkook said it felt so spontaneous, warm, and so personal. During the live, Jungkook also had time to tell a little about his life lately. He admitted that he was trying to balance time between training, rest, and personal time. "I'm still trying to get enough sleep, but you know yourself, I like to stay up late," he said with a shy smile. She also had time to play her favorite songs, and even danced a little in front of the camera, things that made fans scream in the comments. But still, that Oppa moment became the culmination of the entire broadcast. Many observers of Korean entertainment argue that this moment shows how Jungkook is now more comfortable with his adult identity. He is no longer a teenager who imitates his hyung style, but a man who knows who he is and how he wants to be seen by the world. The call Oppa is not just a joke, but a reflection of his journey to emotional and mental maturity. Since BTS decided to temporarily focus on their respective solo projects, many fans saw new sides of each member, especially Jungkook. He appeared more honest, more open, even more daring to show a side that he used to rarely show. From the style of dress, the choice of songs, to the way he speaks, everything reflects the transformation of an artist who now stands tall at the peak of global popularity. And that night, when he called himself Oppa, it all felt confirmed. ARMY's reaction around the world was mixed, but one thing was certain: they were all touched. Some wrote touching messages on social media, saying how proud they were to see Jungkook grow into such a confident figure. "He used to be ashamed to be called handsome, now he calls himself Oppa. It's not just a word, it's evolution," wrote one Filipino soldier. Even Korean media such as Dispatch and Naver News highlighted the moment. They called it a moment of digital intimacy between Jungkook and his fans. In a world where celebrities often perform with an image tightly controlled by an agency, Jungkook's honesty and spontaneity on such a live becomes something rare and precious. He wasn't promoting an album or product, he was just being himself, talking, joking, and laughing with ARMY. And therein lies its strength point. One thing that made many people even more amazed was how Jungkook remained humble in the midst of the furor. After a few minutes of laughter and comments from fans, he lowered his head slightly and said, "But I'm still a child in your hearts, right?" The sentence instantly added to the list of viral moments of the evening. From oppa to little boy, Jungkook again showed his soft side that made ARMY fall in love even more. When the live broadcast ended, the world was still not calm. Reaction videos are popping up, fandom analysis is flooding the platform, and even some brands are using the word oppa in their ad campaigns. All because of one word spoken sincerely by a man named Jungkook. And maybe that's the magic Jungkook has. Behind the oppa call that shook the virtual world, there was a sincerity that made every word he said feel real. He is not playing a role, not manipulating charm. He just became himself, someone who grew up before the eyes of the world, but still kept his heart in closeness with fans. So when Jungkook said, "I'm your oppa, right?" Maybe it's not just a sweet joke. It was a tender expression from someone who is now mature enough to protect, wise enough to joke, and warm enough to make millions of people feel close to him, even if only through a screen. And for ARMY, that one word alone is enough to remind them. Jungkook is not just an idol, but someone they grew up with from adolescence to the present day, a true oppa. In the hearts of all his fans around the world. After the live broadcast ended, the atmosphere on social media was completely out of control. ARMY from different parts of the world like being in the same space, screaming, laughing, even crying because of one word, oppa. Many of them admitted that they did not expect Jungkook to say that spontaneously, especially with such a seductive expression. "I know he's joking," an Indonesian ARMY man wrote in a TikTok comment, "but why does it feel like he's really serious?" In a matter of hours, the video footage of Jungkook saying, "I'm your oppa, right?" It's been re-uploaded thousands of times and watched tens of millions of times. Even large fanbase accounts from America to Japan did not stop re-uploading pieces of the moment from various points of view. Every second of his gaze, every little smile on the corner of his lips, to the soft tone of his voice, everything was dissected as if it were a romantic movie scene. But behind all the hysteria, there was an inexplicable feeling of warmth. Many fans are aware of how big a change has taken place in Jungkook. In the past, he was known as a shy boy who always hid behind his hyung when interviewed.